that all of us feel. And sometimes you are going to get out of that high vibration. Sometimes you are going to feel like a dusty magnet. Sometimes that is going to happen for you. And that's okay, because dust comes off. Okay, you're going to Windex it. You're going to get you some rubbing alcohol. That's my favorite thing to clean with. You're going to clean that off, and you're going to get on with your day, and you're going to feel better, and you're going to start raising that vibration. Okay? The vibe, you all love that word. The vibe that I want you to stay on, I understand it's not always easy, but it is possible. I understand you're going to get out of that sometimes. You're going to be the dusty magnet. Don't stay there. What is it that you want to manifest? And I have another question for you. And I was going to ask this at the end of the show, but now I want to ask it right now. When you receive what it is that you want to manifest, what will that feel like? Because I want to talk to you a little bit about how feeling is also part of being in the right vibration. What will it feel like when you manifest what it is that you want? Okay, you got that? You got that feeling? Hang on to that feeling. Write it down. Put it in your notes app. Put it in OneNote if you're like myself and you really love OneNote. And I'm not being sponsored to say that. I just genuinely like it. You understand that feeling now. I want you to hang on to that, and I want you to ask yourself that question every single day. And I'm going to try to remember to ask you that quite often. What does it feel like to manifest what you want? Because guess what that is? That is raising your vibration. Because you see, when you think about the feeling of what it feels like to manifest that yacht, that happy feeling, that accomplished feeling, and you hang on to that, now you're closer and closer to that yacht. Quite literally, you are. That is matching the vibration. I'm going to give you another example that you may have heard before, but this is kind of a go-to. Let's say you want to listen to Nicky Jam, Grupo Frontera. They're my favorite, even though I just really ruined their name there. But I want to listen to Grupo Frontera, and I am not sure what station they're on, but I know that they're on. Let's say they're in the area and they're doing, let's say, an interview. I have to find that station, correct? I'm going to go to the Latin stations, obviously, on purpose and see if they're on there right now. Now, in this day and age, we don't really do this anymore, right? We just listen to, whatever we're subscribed to, Amazon Music, for instance. And if you're actually listening to a radio frequency, you have to be dialed in perfectly to that radio frequency, correct? Because that's how you hear that interview with Frontera. Right? Okay, exactly. So that's also what matching the vibration means. That is an actual real world example. I want to hear Frontera talk about whatever. And so I have to tune into their frequency. And notice I use the word tune in. Whenever you listen to a podcast, you are tuned in. Every podcast has a frequency. So when I used to say, thank you for tuning in to this frequency, and I switched it to align, all I did was give you a synonym for the same word. I prefer the word align. That's all. That is what I mean by aligning. When I say thank you for aligning with the frequency of the Lua Nova podcast, it is because you are now matching my vibration. And I appreciate it. Just like I appreciate that we're all just here having this high vibe, great time together. That is the point of this show. And the point of it is also for you to get what you want. So stay the Hello Kitty refrigerator that doesn't have dust on it. Okay? I know that was an odd lesson. But I am going to keep it because for my birthday, all I really want is for you to get what you want. That would make my birthday special, is that if I got at least one message saying, this is what I just manifested. This is how I'm hanging on to this manifestation that I have been wanting for years and years and years, or months and months and months, or this is something that I have drawn into my life because I listen to your show and because I listen to Joe Dispenza, etc. Look at what I have brought into my life. Look at what I attracted. Look at what I created. Look at what I called in. That would be the best birthday gift for me. Okay. So that's what I want you to get me for my birthday. I want you to manifest what you want. I want you to align with what you want. Okay. Thank you. Muito obrigada for that. Now we're going to get into the collective tarot reading, and it's going to go a little bit different today. We're not going to be picking a zodiac sign. I thought obviously it would be a little unfair if I chose Virgo again. And I will be back to just choosing a random zodiac sign. I believe that will be next week when I'm just going to get back to those readings where I do the collective and then I pick a zodiac and then I do the Lua Nova Oracle reading. I think next week will be when we get back to that. I have to look at the episodes that I'm currently working on to make sure that that's correct. So if I'm incorrect, my apologies. That's not on purpose. But so this is how it's going to go today. For my birthday, I wanted to give you a 4-card reading. 4-card reading. Words, Josie. That's how you can tell when I'm starting to get tired, is that the words just start running together. And then, of course, I will lead into the Lua Nova Oracle deck reading, and then we'll close out the show. Okay? You know the vibes. Let's talk about the pink unicorn in the room, which is my disclaimer. A collective tarot reading is meant for a collective audience, meaning that this may or may not resonate with you at all. It may resonate with you at a different time because this is not a timed reading. And there is no particular message that is for one person because this is not a personal reading. Yes, there will be personal readings that are coming up for you. I will say that I'm currently working on my Patreon. My Patreon has been approved by whoever is over there approving things. And so in the future, you can book personal readings with me. I'm going to tell you right now that yes, there will be affordable tiers, but that my personal readings are expensive. So don't say I didn't tell you that, but always know that there will always be affordable options when it comes to anything that I have behind a paywall. There's always going to be the under $10 tier, and everything beyond that is for people where that's in your budget. Okay. I'm very understanding of that. But in the meantime, I only do collective readings. I will never reach out to you to do a collective reading. And if you ever see somebody claiming to be me, they are most certainly not. Yes, I have a backup account, and a few of you follow it, but I do not use that backup account, and I most certainly have never reached out to anybody on either of those accounts, on my main TikTok account or the backup. Not gonna happen. Okay? Also, I don't do spiritual work without consent. So if you do not consent to having your tarot cards read, I completely understand that. But I need you to either fast forward to a different segment of the show. I am so tired. And Josie, why do you always record when you're tired? Because I have 100 things to do and my podcast is a priority of mine. And sometimes I have to record when I'm tired. And yes, I have actually been asked that before. That's why I answered it that way. So there is your answer for that, Will. The person's username was like Will something. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, yes, if you do not consent to having your tarot cards read, then I will talk to you next week, or you can listen to another episode. I would advise those of you who don't want your tarot cards read to go back to the very beginning of all of the Lua Nova episodes I've ever done. I believe that was before I started reading tarot on here. So before I was introduced, I have no idea how far back that is because I don't listen to those and they should just be deleted. Because, in the beginning, you don't really know what you're doing. I am still shuffling. I don't shuffle any particular amount of times. There's no weird rituals I do whenever I read tarot. I am an intuitive reader. So yes, I get messages from spirit guides. Sometimes they're mine, sometimes they're yours. But it is always done with an open heart. And it is always done with the greater good in mind. Okay? So, let's go with your 4 cards this week. All right, collective. What is your reading? All right, we're starting off strong with the card that my dog was named after. Those of you who are familiar with this show already know what that card is. Megan Thee Stallion has a whole song about it. Okay, so it's not about that tarot card in particular, but it is about that word. All right, there are your 4 cards. We're starting off strong here. We're starting off exactly the way I want. And I'm going to give you the numbers right now. For those of you who like when I give you the numbers on the tarot cards, number 17, number 2, number 7, and number 6. Okay. Starting off really strong with a very emotional card that will be a part of an upcoming Patreon. Number 17 in the tarot is the Star card. Okay. So what better card to get for something related to a birthday? Your birthday is your new year. We all get one, and it's always at a different time for all of us. And so what I want you to think about is your next new year or your current new year. If you're also a Virgo or if you're a Leo and you just had a birthday, think about your new year. And that the Star card is about rejuvenation, but it's also a lot about spirituality. You are getting to a very spiritual place where you're starting to really understand that the connection that you have with the earth, your ancestors in particular, is by no coincidence, because nothing is a coincidence. That we're all here to be happy. We're here to have a good life. That God didn't put us here, the divine source, however you label God, didn't put you here to suffer. You understand that. And so the Star card is a lot about you having that hope and this renewed faith that you needed. Leading into that is the confirmation, the 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups a lot of the time points to relationships. And so what I'm going to ask Spirit right now is that, am I referring to somebody's relationship? Is this a new love for somebody? Is this a partnership? Best friend. Okay, I heard best friend, so I definitely hear that. Is this a best friend is this a good thing? Are they good? So this best friend, for some of you, they're also into something spiritual. I definitely see one of them doing a spell. And they've always been this way. So they've kind of influenced you to start to see the world differently. Some of you are definitely former Christians. I saw a Bible closing, and I'm just going to tell you, as somebody who is a practitioner, that you don't have to get rid of your Bible. It is actually one of the largest spell books it is the largest spell book. So don't think that you have to do away with that. And what else am I hearing, Spirit? What else related to the 2 of Cups? That there's a harmony here. So you are becoming more of who you are. You're loving yourself. And I heard this in a recent reading too. So I'm still talking to quite a few of you as far as it being a similar message. But you needed me to really drive that home for you. And so I want you to think about what I'm about to lead into. One, I want you to take a deep breath, because a lot of people are not fond of this card. However, I don't ever think of it. I don't think of any of these cards as really being negative. I think of them as being a message, or sometimes they can be a warning. The next card is the 7 of Swords. I want you to be so honest with yourself, because the 7 of Swords is oftentimes about deceit or theft. It can even be about cheating if it's relationship related, but that's not what I'm saying here. So relax. If you're in a relationship, I'm not saying somebody's cheating on you. What I do feel here is that you're not being 100% honest with you. You're still holding back. You're still putting yourself down. And some of you, it is kind of causing some issues in your relationships. I see one of you arguing with your mother. Apologize, please. We only get one mom, and the good moms do not deserve that. You're like, do the bad moms deserve that? The bad moms deserve for you to not talk to them. Same for the bad fathers. Okay. So I'm not referring to that. What I am referring to